This is NERF's first gel blaster. It was announced a few months ago, and it's now finally available to buy. I just received this today, and I'm really excited about it. I figured that NERF did either one of two things. They either made an amazing gel blaster, or they made an amazing piece of junk to turn everyone who tried it off of gel blasters so they would stick with NERF foam darts. Let's see which one of those two things they did. On the back of the box, they talk about an extendable stock, semi-auto full auto switch, 800 rounds of capacity. This is similar to most of the hopper style gel blasters. We've got a removable barrel, so maybe this is just cosmetic. A trigger lock, so safety, protective eyewear, and removable rechargeable battery. This is one thing that's a really unique and great feature of this blaster that I'm going to cover later. Let's take a look at what's in the box! So this box is a little bit different from most of the other gel blasters. It doesn't have that plastic tray in here. It's more of a NERF box style. That also tells me that they didn't just go out to some gel blaster manufacturer and tell them to make something slightly custom for them and throw it all in the same kind of style box. They actually went all out and made their own blaster from scratch. USB-A to USB-C cable. These are always handy to have. The barrel extension. 2 5,000 packs of gel balls, cap for the hopper, this is the battery, and the safety glasses, which these are actually nice, well-made safety glasses. This is a nice thought here because these are going to fit better on smaller faces too, and they can expand easily for bigger faces. These look very much like the 3M safety glasses that I'm used to wearing around the shop. So nice touch there. Something I wanted to point out is they made an effort here to make all their packaging recyclable. So all these little bags that the stuff came in, they're all paper, which is really cool. So it's paper, just a tiny bit of tape, cardboard. So it's all much more recyclable than the other gel blaster packaging materials. In fact, I should be able to put this whole box and everything just straight into the recycling because I don't see any plastic in here other than a little bit of tape. So NERF is being more eco-conscious about their packaging than other gel blaster manufacturers are. These are my 3M safety glasses that these look very similar to. They have a little different bridging on the side there. The 3M is on top, the NERF is on the bottom, but very similar style safety glasses. Again, if you're serious about gel blasters, I would highly recommend checking out the Revision Locus military goggles. They're great goggles, great eye protection, don't fog up. These will actually fog up too during play because depending on how closely they fit to your face. But those military Locus goggles don't fog up even when it's humid. And this is everything that comes in the NERF Gelfire Mythic packaging. So we have our instruction sheet here, which you can take a look at yourself when you get one. It comes with 2 packs of 5,000 gel balls, so to get you started. One of the first things you do when you receive it is you go ahead and growing your gel balls. And then it comes with a replaceable, removable battery. So in order to charge this battery, you actually have to remove it, and you have to use the included USB-C cable to plug it in there into the side of the battery and charge it like that. This is a great feature for this blaster. It's probably a good quality battery. It's USB-C, easy to charge. It's not some kind of weird like lithium to USB microcharger like the UNLOCX uses. Hopefully NERF will provide replacements of this batteries if you need to, so you can easily replace the battery. Unlike the Gel Blaster Surge, where the battery's internal and you can't easily replace it like this. You have to open up everything and replace it. It's got the 800 round hopper here. Different style from the regular grenade hoppers and stuff. They made their own custom hopper. The barrel extension. Looks like the barrel extension does nothing other than just being cosmetic. The safety glasses. And then finally comes the Gel Blaster body itself. So this actually feels really solid. You know, in the past I've talked about like, oh, this blaster feels like a toy, like a NERF blaster or something like that. But this actually feels really solid. They use like super nice, durable plastic on here, not cheap and flimsy. I'm actually impressed. I thought it would be a lot more flimsy and feel more like a toy, but this is solid. So we have our stock, which is locked in place in the back here. You have to push both sides. There's a lever on both sides here. Push both sides, you can pull the stock out. It locks out. Let's see if it locks at different positions. It looks like it only locks closed and locks completely out, so it doesn't lock midway in there. And that's actually a pretty decent length for the stock. I think it's great for smaller players like teenagers and stuff. For an adult like me, a big adult, it's a little bit on the small side, but it still works just fine. I like that you can take it in and out quickly. So under here it has a safety switch that physically locks out the trigger. So then you can pull the trigger physically locked out here. It's got a little bit of a hand grip in the front. You can hold on to that with your front hand to hold on to something, since you can't hold on underneath it. There's a tactical rail back here on the underside, which is kind of odd because it's not in line with the barrel or anything. So this would just be to attach some accessories to it that aren't sights or stuff, or flashlights. Maybe you can have a flashlight on here that points to the ground so you can see where you're walking in the dark while you're shooting. There is a very small, short tactical rail up here to add attachments to. The attachment of the hopper is interesting. It's not the regular screw-in type. Even though the cap screws on and off, it has this twist lock feature. So I was wondering how they're going to keep this straight, because I thought it was just a screw it on hopper, but you actually put it down in here and then twist lock it into place. So then it stays straight in line with the blaster. It doesn't end up at some random position. But that does mean that you'll only be able to use the NERF Gelfire hoppers, because these other screw-in type hoppers, that kind of like the standard ones, like the gel blaster ones and the grenade style ones, they don't work in here. They don't thread into this. So we'd have to make an adapter here, which I'll probably 3D print some kind of adapter that has the twist lock and then the screw-in thread on top, so we can still use this style hoppers, because I have a bunch of these hoppers and I don't have any of these. Or we can use a soda bottle or something too, make a soda bottle adapter, because this only comes with one hopper, and if you're playing you usually want like maybe 2 hoppers, so you can just rapidly switch between the two. Attach the hopper in here. This is a plastic barrel in there. It'll be interesting to find out what kind of gearbox is being used in there. I'm going to take this apart in a later video and see what kind of gearbox they're using and see what quality it is. The barrel extension, it just goes over it like that. And the barrel extension is so big, it does not affect the gel balls coming out. It's not going to make them roll off in different directions. It's just a cosmetic feature. So first thing when you get it, you should charge your batteries. I'm going to go ahead and plug the battery in and see if it works with the stock battery. So this battery is, like I said, pretty nice to have an easily removable battery like that. So another advantage of this removable battery is it gives you the ability to take it out, to charge it, put it inside of a lithium polymer charging safe bag, and safely charge it inside this bag. So if the battery were ever to catch on fire or something, that the fire would be slowed down by this pouch. When this battery is plugged in to charge, the light turns red. Once the charging is finished, the light just turns off. It doesn't turn green, it just goes from red to off. It'd be nice if it turned green. Let's take a look at this. So when I disconnect it, I plug it back in, it's probably going to start charging again. It's going to turn red, and then after a while it's going to turn off. This battery is a 7.4 volt battery, so 2S, 500 milliamp hour. And since this is NERF or Hasbro, I believe the specs on here, they're not faking the specs. And it's a pretty big case, so 500 milliamp hour seems right for this battery. That's a similar battery size to the Gel Blaster Surge. I hope that NERF will be selling replacement batteries and replacement hoppers, so when you're playing and you run out of battery, you can just quickly swap out the battery with another one. Now the indication for the direction this battery goes in is not great, but it's only going to fit in one way. So it's angled here and it's not going to fit in the other way. Plus there's some arrows right here and right here. Oh, I see now, the arrows meet together, so you look for those arrows right there for which direction. The power switch is on the back here, and it has X, single shot, and full auto. So as soon as you turn the power on, you start to get this slow blinking LED, and this is single shot. What's interesting is this barrel extension makes a loud popping sound with it on versus without. It's quieter. So the barrel extension is cosmetic and audio. And then we're going to put it into full auto. And in full auto, it should shoot like 10 shots per second. Now something that's interesting is that this must have a sensor for sensing the position of the piston, because every time it stops in single fire mode, it always stops forward. Every single time. It doesn't stop in random positions, which that's good, because then balls won't just drain out the barrel like they do sometimes if they're a little bit small. Same thing in full auto. If you pull the trigger, it always ends closed. It never stops in the open position. Again, another good feature so that balls don't just drain out the barrel. So I'm going to be growing a pair of gel balls, a batch of gel balls, and we're going to be doing a test to see what is the FPS of this blaster and what is the accuracy of it. And I'm also going to be doing mods in the future and how to fix it. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned to see that and a full teardown of this blaster.